everybody, it's time for this week's Mortgage Minute with Tatiana Ivleva-Lopez. Hello, how are you?
Hey, Tatiana.
Good. How are you guys?
Doing good.
Yes.
Doing good. What's going on? Good hat, bad hat, not so anything hat?
Pretty good hat today. Okay. Let me see. Can you see my screen? Can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, cool. So this week interest rates improved to the best level since mid-December. So let's look what happened.
Wait, let's go back to 1 second. We totally paused out there.
Oh.
There's. Okay, now we're on hotspot. Hopefully that'll be better.
Okay, yes, we've got your screen.
Okay, so starting from beginning.
We'll start with the screen.
Start with it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in the past week, interest rates improved to the best levels since mid-December, actually. So let's see what happens. What happened in his first interview since becoming Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent said that he's focused on lowering the 10-year note yield and not on the Fed lowering the Fed funds rates. So this news is important to mortgage and housing because the yield on the 10-year note, if it goes down, the interest rates follow that, right? So the interest rates, the 30-year averaged 6.89%.
Nice.
This week comparing to last week that it was at 6.95. So we see a little trend down. Fun fact, a year ago at the same time, the rate was 6.64. So not huge difference, right? So that also what happened, the 10-year note yield went down and the rates went down and they declined nicely from 2024 that was high above 4.8% and it moved beneath the 4.5%. So if the 10-year note can remain below 4.5 for the next couple of days, that level would become a ceiling of yield resistance and it will be limiting rates from climbing higher and result in in rates going down.
Okay.
So that's
are you seeing a lot of increase of applications and everything right now?
It's yes, a little bit, not huge increase, but there's activity going on with writing offers and such. So definitely people are actively looking right now. So I just wanted to touch on the 10-year Treasury yield. So what does it mean, right? So it's just very simple. It's interest that is expressed in percentage, right? You lend money to the government and it pays you fixed rate interest every 6 months. So if you buy a 10-year Treasury with yield of 3%, you will earn 3% interest on that. And the interest payment is also called a coupon. And the mortgage rates will follow 10-year Treasury because the mortgage-backed securities, MBS, competes with the Treasury bonds for investors. So when the yield increases, the rate increase. If yield goes down, the rate will go down. So that's important when buyers are monitoring the rates. They need to look at 10-year yield, Treasury yield, just to see what the tendency is, because if it goes down, sure enough, the rate is gonna go down.
Okay,
makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so that's good news. So maybe we'll keep on getting a little bit of a drop as we go into the spring market.
I think the jobs report came out today too, didn't it?
I did not check on that yet. I'm
Yeah.
not 100% sure, yeah, but it probably did. Actually, the market did not open too good this morning
Yeah.
for interest rates. So
Okay.
I'm sure they're not a very good data.
Okay.
Not
Uh,
surprisingly, but you caught me off guard a little bit. I did not have time to look at that yet.
Same. I was like, oh, I'm gonna look at that, and I haven't yet. And I
Yeah.
thought maybe Tatiana will have by now.
No, yeah, I need to check on that.
Yeah.
But it's probably not. Like, aren't they laying everybody off?
Yeah, I know it's gonna be, and like you said last week, maybe if that situation happens and the job report comes back unfavorable, interest rates go down. So it could
Yeah.
we don't know how this is all going to affect everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's all guessing now. But I think
yes.
it's fun to guess and try to figure out like what might happen, you know?
Yeah, as long as
I like that.
we proclaim that we're guessing that we are
Oh
not.
yes.
We are not.
If
Not
sky's gonna
economists.
fall or
That's
not, right?
That's right. That's right. Well, so we just finished up our market report. And we were talking about VA loans, and
Yeah.
we had a conversation with you previously. And we like to have you check for our VA buyers, like if a condo that they're looking at is VA approved, and sometimes you'll come back and say that they're not. Can you explain to us like what happens if a condo is not approved
Yeah,
for
is
a
it
VA
just
buyer?
off the table?
Yeah, is that done? How does that
Mhm.
work?
Yeah, so just little background. The condominium is a little bit different animal than townhouses or
Total
houses, right?
animal.
So when VA buyers looking for condo, we want to make sure that the condo complex is approved by VA. It meets their guidelines. So there is website on VA website where you can check the eligibility, and if condo is rejected for for VA lending, the only way we can lend and do VA loan on this condo is if the veteran actually applies for a waiver directly to VA. It is a process there. They have to go to website, fill out a form, and I just recently had a client that had that situation, fell in love with this condo in DC, and sure enough, it was rejected by VA on their website. So I told him, hey, it's rejected, but you can apply for waiver as a veteran. It did take them about 8 business days from beginning to the end, from start to the approval. So they did actually approve it.
Okay.
In a lot of cases they do, but not always. You can't really tell, oh, it's not a big deal, they will approve it. There is a chance they will not. It depends on why it was rejected. But it's very nice to know that there is option for VA buyers to ask for a waiver and for
Not give up.
possibility to
Yeah.
get it approved. Yeah, but not to give up.
If they accept the waiver, does that waiver
Go for all VA
go for
buyers?
the entire condo? Like,
Well,
or is it just that one, and does it stick with it, or?
right, it's a kind of like the exemption, right? So this buyer
Okay.
is asking for this particular unit that they're buying. So we had to get under contract. He had a contract that we got under the contract, and he said, okay, so I want to buy this property here in this complex, this unit, and I'm asking for the waiver. So that is specific to his transaction. If
Okay.
the neighbor unit is being sold and there's VA buyer, they'll have to apply for that waiver as well themselves.
So it's buyer oriented, not condo or even unit oriented. It's buyer oriented.
It's sort of like a spot waiver for
So if we had a seller who wanted to sell their unit in a condo that was rejected, could they ask for the waiver for whoever wanted to buy it, or it has to be under
no,
contract?
because they're not. It has to be that specific veteran that wants to buy this condo, because it's actually gonna be up to the veteran, because he can say, well, if VA rejected it, I probably don't want this, right?
Right.
And they choose to walk away. But if they don't care and they say, I'm okay with that's this little thing triggered the rejection, I still want this condo. It's up to that veteran, and that's they applying.
But they have to be under contract to apply for it?
Well, because because it's for specific unit.
Yeah.
So I would say that we had to be under contract.
So we have to have that finance contingency.
But here's what I'm gonna say, if we're representing the seller, we're not gonna accept a VA offer when we know that it's not,
Right.
when it's a rejected condo, so we wouldn't even let our seller get that far.
Yeah, so in this particular situation, we actually wrote a conventional contract. It was a conventional because he was putting money down, and he qualified for both. But of course, when you choose between conventional and VA wins, right? Even with 20% down payment, because the rate is so much better. And so the way we did it, we wrote a contract as conventional with the verbiage in there that everybody understands that if VA approves the condo, then we switch it to VA.
Got it.
That's the ticket.
That's it.
I like it.
Makes sense.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess you could request the waiver before you're under contract, but if you're waiting for 8 days, it can just disappear under your,
So that's why you have to have that contingency.
That's why I wish the seller could request it.
Yeah, that's
before even hitting the market. Like it could be, when we're ordering the inspection photography, I wish we could order that waiver.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not the buyers, they're not veterans, they cannot do that.
Yeah. That's very good info.
Yeah, nice intel. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, very good. Well, if somebody has any questions about this, how do they get in touch with you?
They just can call me at 571-245-3000. Yeah.
Very good.
All right. We'll see you. See you next time.
See you.
Thanks a lot.
Next time. See you.
Bye.